Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Rank That Team. On this episode, before we jump into it, a couple things that I am noticing here, just from comparing this one to what's going on in some other drafts that we've looked at recently. Number one, look at this. Pacheco went in the fourth at 4.4, and I took him at 4.2 recently because I haven't had a chance to take him at all. Also, when looking at this draft, you'll see that I did the Jordan Love thing that we were talking about on the previous draft as well, where I took Christian Watson and I was able to force Jordan Love to go further than usual. I actually got him all the way at 9.5. I think in my other draft I'm doing right now, I'm going to be able to get him hopefully to go to 8.11. Either way, I guess I'll take it as far as that goes. I think both of them are good value for the most part if I can get them there on this one. Anyways, okay, let's jump into this team right here. This one has a lot of correlation going on. Let's go with the from top to bottom, some of our biggest correlation we got going on. First off, we have a Baltimore stack. We got Lamar Jackson. If you recall, we missed out on Mark Andrews, but we ended up packing him up with a bunch of other Baltimore Ravens, Isaiah Likely, Rashad Bateman, and we wanted to get one more on the team, but someone ended up taking him. Where did he go? Walker went all the way over here at 18.2. I think a little earlier than ADP, a good amount earlier than ADP actually, but that's okay. Okay. Our next stack that we got with a quarterback is the Jordan Love one. Like I said, we got Watson, Love. We have Lloyd, Marshawn Lloyd, the running back. And then if we go down a little further, we have Tucker Kraft and Bo Melton on the team for Green Bay. One pick that I don't know if I like it, or was it this one or was it a different one? I might have a lot of Love, more than I thought. But I did pass on Wicks. Maybe it wasn't on this one. Maybe it was on another one that I passed up on. I must have been on another team that I passed up on Wicks in a spot where I was kind of, I don't know if I'm kicking myself or not. We'll find out this season if I am or not, right? That's when we'll find out. And then I believe we have another stack going. We don't have another stack going on, but we have one more QB in McCarthy. We actually do. Do we have a stack with this? Do we get a running back? We didn't. Okay, so we have McCarthy unstacked, but let's talk about bringbacks now. We got a lot of bringbacks. We got the whole Seattle, Green Bay, Chicago, Minnesota thing going on. So let's talk about our unstacked quarterback in JJ McCarthy. He plays in Week 17, Chicago, and we do have a non-quarterback stack in Chicago going on, and that we have let's see how many we have here. Oh, we have Keenan Allen. We have Cole Kmet. And then if you go down here, we got Herbert and Johnson as well in the 16th and 17th round. And so they're going to be playing Minnesota. No, sorry. I'm getting this all mixed up. I apologize. We'll start with the Chicago ones. I just named it. Chicago's playing Seattle in week 17. So we have that going on right there. We combine that against our Seattle stack that we have, which is Jackson Smith-Njigba, Tyler Lockett, Zach Charbonnet for our Seattle stack. So that's a nice stack for week 17 that we got going on. No quarterbacks, but that's okay. Also, week 17, we have Minnesota, who's playing, I just say Minnesota, who's playing Green Bay. So in Green Bay, like we just said, we have the Jordan Love, Christian Watson, Lloyd, and then down here, Kraft and Melton. They're playing Minnesota with against JJ McCarthy. So we got that in week 17. Now in week 16, some of those teams flip in that we have Seattle playing Minnesota. So now we have a quarterback on one of those, which is nice, in JJ McCarthy, and then we have all the players in Seattle on the other side. So if that game's big, we can still hit from a quarterback perspective, even though he's unstacked. And then in week 17, we got Chicago playing, or sorry, week 16, we got Chicago playing Detroit. We do have a David Montgomery over here also, which is nice. And then what else do we have going on with that? Anything else? Week 15, Green Bay plays Seattle. And in week 15, Chicago plays Minnesota. So again, we have the unstacked QB as a bring back against our Chicago stack, which is a nice one. So we got a lot of nice things going on here. Do any of our other, we got actually 2 Detroit players, by the way, in Brown and Montgomery. So when we got that week 15 Detroit Chicago, we have a nice thing going there too. So we have a lot of ways to hit. If 1 or 2 of these games blow out big, we're going to look good. We got our Baltimore thing that is just kind of hanging out in the background, and ideally we're carrying. Ideally, Jackson's carrying the load there at QB, and then every once in a while he brings either Likely or Bateman with him. So overall, a really nice team in my opinion, as far as the correlation going. I really like this Seattle, Chicago, Green Bay, Minnesota thing. And there's a lot of players to choose from as you went through the draft. In fact, I couldn't get all of them right. Actually, here's what I passed up on earlier. I took Zach Charbonnet instead of Wicks. And I did that because I had already had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd already had 5 wide receivers at that point in time. And I wanted to build out the Seattle thing since I had JSN and Lockett. And I knew I could grab a lot of different Green Bay players later on, and that I had Lloyd. I was potentially going to end up with, where did he go? I had Lloyd. I was also looking to potentially get, if I could find a Musgrave. He didn't come back around to me though. He ended up going over here. And then I also had down here, I knew if I didn't get Musgrave, I could get Kraft. And then I got Melton in the end. So I knew I had a lot of Green Bay players in my back pocket no matter what. And I wanted to get the other teams built out. And that's why I passed on Wicks. Tell me in the comments if I made the right decision there or not. I know Wicks is the more desirable play. I had a reason for it though. I didn't want to go overboard on Green Bay. So tell me if I made the right choice there or not. If we talk about my least favorite pick here is the Lamar Jackson pick. Lamar Jackson pick's my least favorite pick because I took him hoping to get Mark Andrews on the way back around, and it didn't happen. And then I was stuck with this Lamar Jackson. I told myself, and I believed at the time, that I could do this whole 3 tight end thing. And I'm not digging this 3 tight end thing overall. Now, with this build, I actually don't mind it. Komet, Likely, Kraft. It would have been great if I could have gotten Komet, and then on the way back around, Musgrave, and then Likely here, and then Bateman here. Like, if I could move all these players down 1, that'd be awesome, but that'd seem unlikely. But anyways, it worked out okay here, but I don't think I'm going to be doing this grab Lamar Jackson thing here again with the hopes of Mark Andrews coming around. In fact, I think in the future, I might take Mark Andrews first. And then if Lamar comes back around, awesome, right? We'll take him. If Lamar doesn't come back around, then we take like Keenan Allen, like we did right here. And then we have a really sweet start going on with 1, 2, 3 3 wide receivers, a running back, top running back, and a top tight end. So that would be, I think, an interesting way to go. I got Taylor here at 2.8, which you don't see often either. Even Saquon Barkley 2.7, you don't see him drop that far either. So, yay for me, yes. Also, this is the one reason why maybe Justin Jefferson at 1.5 ahead of Amon-Ra might be interesting too. If you really want to try to build this correlation between these 4 teams more and more and more. Detroit's kind of in it a little bit, but really It's Minnesota, Green Bay, Seattle, and Chicago are the ones that are really driving the bus on that one. If you want to find it maybe easier, you maybe find another reason to draft Jefferson ahead of Amon-Ra. Least favorite pick. My least favorite pick, no, that was my least favorite pick, Lamar Jackson. My favorite pick was easily the Watson pick to force Love all the way around to 9.5 and give me that option. I got JSN in between, which is kind of an exciting pick also. Look at Prescott actually went pretty far down in this one, but he still didn't make it all the way to where the CeeDee Lamb guy needed him to go, which was one of these two picks right here. I think did Lamb go first? No, Lamb went second on this one, but I didn't get far enough either way. But we took Watson here, and if you've been watching other stuff, which I know you haven't, but if you were, you would know that Reed was taken. Where was Reed taken? Reed was taken somewhere on this side of the board, I want to say, right here. And so basically, they had already had Patrick Mahomes at 4.5, and then Reed was taken at 5.8. I took Watson all the way down at 7.5. And basically, I was putting this Reed team in a spot where they had to come back around at 8.5, which was around ADP, maybe slightly even after ADP, and grab Jordan Love here. That'd be a lot of QB capital for this team. They already had 3 detours from wide receiver. Did they want to make another one? By the way, I find myself recently feeling more comfortable making the detours in these DraftKings drafts. I don't know if that's the right move or not, but we'll find out as we get deeper into them. He didn't do it. I took JSN, and because I had Prescott and Burrow too, which made me feel more comfortable letting Love try to get to me at 9.5, which he did. So that was my favorite pick of the draft right there, the Watson to Love connection. If we go over here just to take a look and see what my highest drafted player in this draft is, it's Zach Charbonnet. I got him in almost half the teams, 43% right now. Pretty crazy. I didn't realize I had him in so many. I haven't finished many of these tournament drafts recently, so I must have taken him a lot on some of my earlier ones that we really haven't gone over as a group. Least drafted player would, I guess, be like, there's a lot of them, but the least drafted player that is the highest drafted as far as ADP goes would be Lamar Jackson. This is my first time getting Lamar on a team. I think I have him in a couple other ones going through. I'd like to get him on more, but he goes early, really early, and so we'll see where I end up. I don't feel like I need to get up into the 20%, but if I could keep it at 8%, which I'm almost there, basically 7%, then I just need one more team and I'm there. So I wouldn't mind that. But there we are. That's the team. Let me know what you think. One last thing, we forgot about it. Okay, we need to compare ourselves to another team that did a similar build. We got a 3.683 right here. We got another 3.863 right here. This one's got a wide receiver start, so let's look at these two. Okay, so he's got the same amount of running backs. He took 2 early on. I only took 1. So ideally, he waits to get his next running backs. He did. He got Warren here at 9 too. So I like what he's doing. And he's got Gus Edwards, and then Eli Mitchell, and they took AJ Dillon way early compared to he doesn't even get drafted a lot of times. Whatever. I like it. I like his running back strategy there. If you're gonna take 2 early, which is cool, whatever, if you want to, don't take another one till late. And then Jaylen Warren is the next one. Pretty darn sweet if you ask me about that. Kind of happy he probably took Jaylen Warren because I would have been maybe consider him over Jordan Love. Probably not, just because of what I had going on, but I could be. He's got 2 nice tight ends. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wide receivers through 10, which is nice. He's got Lamb and Cooks. So he's got the stack going on. He missed out on the quarterback, though, like we mentioned. Dak went just a little earlier than – where'd Dak go? Dak went Where did he go? Right here. Dak went right here. He couldn't get him at this 8-11. He tried to push him around. He could have gotten here at the 7-2, and he took the tight end instead. I like I like him trying to do that. That being said, this is what you run into with that with this build is that you try to push him around, and then you end up with Samuel at wide receiver instead, which is, and then Cooks, like your 4-5 aren't anything fantastic. I think that personally, you take, I don't know, let's just say you take Watson or Hopkins or Worthy, whoever you want right here. And then that potentially makes another tight end drive here if you want to, or you can get Njoku right here. And I think I'd rather have Watson and Njoku instead of Evan Ingram and Curtis Samuel. That being said, I think these two players there's a lot more people that think they're high end or low end on these two. And so if they both could hit and be awesome players, or they both could just be meh type players. So if you're going for all upside, not bad. So I don't think it's a bad thing, but I do kind of like the idea of maybe Njoku and Christian Watson more overall. I guess they're just a little safer maybe in some ways. But I do like the Warren pick here. So I'm whatever. It's good. I'm just kind of looking at it and thinking about what I've been running into with the Dallas Cowboys also, and if I want to try to move Prescott into try to get Prescott to drop to 8-11. In general, I don't think I'm going to do it, even though it's something I thought I was going to do. I might try it in some cases. In fact, I think you saw me trying to do it, potentially trying to do that. Or was that a Stroud thing recently? But I might try to do it, but only in select circumstances, not consistently. I don't see the value in it depending on my build. He went with late QBs. He's got 3 of them. And Stafford, is he correlated with anyone? Sanford, LA Rams. That's maybe his opportunity. Oh, he's got another Dallas guy down here. So many Dallas guys and no QB. Oh, well, that's okay. You don't need the QB. But he's got Stafford on with no one. And LA plays LA plays Arizona. I don't think I saw any Arizona players on his team, so he doesn't have any bring backs either. With it, he's got New York Jets. I don't think I see New York Jets on his team. New York Jets. Going through it kind of quick, but I don't see New York Jets or Buffalo on his team. So he's got that one unstacked also with no bringbacks. Then he got Carolina, who plays Tampa Bay in week 17. I think I did see a Carolina player, Deontay Johnson. Okay. He's got at least one of them stacked with one player, no bringbacks. So he's, as far as like his quarterbacks correlating with everything, not looking too hot there. I do like overall how he built the team. He stopped at 6 running backs. He waited till late to get the 3rd running back after getting 2 early. He has 3 tight ends. I don't think you need the 3rd tight end in here, but whatever. You got the 3rd tight end. I think he probably should have turned that 3rd tight end actually into a 9th wide receiver, if you ask me. What could he have taken? Actually, look at that. He missed out on Robinson, who would have correlated with Stafford instead took Gesicki. So for so many things he did right, I'm surprised that he did some of this stuff. Rather funny. He missed out on Corley too. He could have taken either one. They would have correlated with either of his guys. In fact, why are we taking Brett? I can see why we're taking Bryce Young here, because again, we got Deontay Johnson. But I think I'd rather make the bet on my 2 top. I don't know. Either way, I don't think. I think you make the bet on these 2, and you go Robinson Corley here, and then is there another? Can you grab a third quarterback later on that correlates with something that you got? Robinson, Corley. You don't need AJ Dillon either. You could be a 5 running back team here if you wanted to. But all the QBs would have been taken by now, other than Minshew, Darnold. And Darnold wasn't expected to do anything at the time. And he has no Las Vegas players or New Orleans players. Okay, so I like the setup. I don't like the correlation for it. So it's a good setup to maybe make it into the playoffs, but I don't know how far you get in the playoffs with it. Anything can happen though if you get there. So um, I think both of us we both have I think a good setup overall. I went earlier with quarterbacks, so I was stronger quarterbacks. He has stronger running backs. That being said, I don't know if Henry's value is this early. I'm not taking this early. So I feel good about what I have here at running back. I am rather weak, but I'm correlated. I have upside. I have the 2 players that will hopefully get like the goal line work for Chicago. And if Chicago is doing what they're supposed to be doing, there will ideally be a good amount of goal line work to be had. So some interesting picks on my side. Okay. There's other things we talk about, but I think we're going to end it there on this one because we've gone long enough. Let me know what you think. Tell me how I did. See you on the next one. Peace.